very wide. I wanted to also touch about how companies, SMEs can build their brand from their why, but that's something that we'll treat maybe another time. But this is part of you understanding what your why is, whereby whatever it is that you're doing, your logo, your colors, everything has to communicate a promise of value. And that's why you see people go as far as putting a brand logo on their body as tattoo. You see some people when they're using a computer, say HP or Dell, you see them put a a badge of a MacBook to cover that logo. That is how far branding can go. It can push you to the point where it becomes even a religion. You see people follow a particular brand religiously, anywhere they go to. There's some people I know, they can't drink any other water other than a particular brand. So that is how powerful branding is, and it's very, very important that SME understand that branding is not just having a logo or having a color. It is something that communicates your promise of value, what you intend, what you want the people who come in contact with your product, to feel, after they have after they have come in contact with your product. Now, why is it important for us to brand? You know, what will branding do for me as a business? It is important that we answer these questions. You know, the market is very, very saturated with different type of products. So if you go to the market with a generic design, the market will just swallow it up. It's not going to give you the ability for you to stand out. But if you go into the market with your product and a unique branding that speaks to the value that you're offering, what it does is that it helps you build recognition in the market. Customers can choose, you know, because our customers are known to choose brands that they are familiar with. So if you don't build your brand to the point that people see it, and I mean these days, you see that if you're talking about noodle brands in Nigeria, the most popular one is Indomie. But Indomie is not the only noodle brand in Nigeria. But most people, when I've seen people go to supermarket and say they want to buy Indomie, but the product they're actually buying is not Indomie. But because Indomie is so big and because the brand is so big that people just assume that every noodle brand you see in the market is Indomie. That's how powerful, branding can be. Also, it can help you increase visibility. Like I said earlier, the market is very saturated, the market is very big and very chaotic. So if you don't use your branding to create a uniqueness about what you offer, you're not going to be visible. Also, it can also drive consumer decision as well too. That is very, very important because if when consumers trust your brand, they automatically and they naturally navigate, towards it. And lastly, it also enhances, product functionality, which means that sometimes you see people after they finish using a product, they get to use it for some other things just so that the brand name keeps going and keeps moving. So that's why it's very important that SME understand that branding is very, 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 very key to whatever it is that you're doing. Now, let me give you a bit of a success because I'll just rush through this. This is what I explained earlier. You can see that just from a cement branding alone, people turn into an attire, people use it for different things, and before you know it, you see that automatically the brand start registering in people's head automatically. So when someone wants to build, automatically just navigate towards Dangote Cements, for example. It's very, very, that's how the psychology of branding, that's how it works. Automatically just navigate to a brand that they know, that they are used to, that they are comfortable with. So I want us to understand that it is very important for SME not to joke with their branding. It's very, very key. Strong branding makes your small business look professional and dependable. It gives you an edge even in a competitive market. This is very, very key. If you don't take anything away from what I've been saying, is understand that strong branding makes your small business look professional and dependable. And it gives you an edge in a competitive market. Statistics shows that brands that are consistent with branding see as much as 23% increase in sales. This is not from me. This is not my own make. This is something that Forbes, has researched, and they've concluded at this, So don't you ever trivialize branding in your business, no matter how small you think your business is. It is very, very key. So moving on, let me not really touch on packaging because of time. And it's very important that we know that branding and packaging, are like what's the best word now? They work together, So a branding can be a very, very important feature in your packaging. Now, what is innovative packaging? Packaging isn't just protection. It is the first impression your product makes. Packaging is the design and production of containers or wrappers for a product. Innovative packaging is functional, eye-catching, and aligned with the modern customer needs like convenience and sustainability. This is very, very key. Convenience and sustainability, and how your customers can relate to your branding. Now, the benefits of branding, the benefits of great packaging is actually more than this, but we'll just choose this as the ones that are very, very punchy. It keeps the product intact. Unique design attract customers, makes your product stand out. Communication instantly tells your product story. Then functionality, like I mentioned earlier, reusability is something that some product packages, some brands, when they are doing their product design, that there is something that there's always at the back of their mind, whereby by the time you finish using the products in the package, you can use the package for other things while still maintaining the brand identity and the package as well. So, for example, you see that Indomie as a brand, as a noodle brand, they have like different variation. So you can see how they engage customers, with child friendly and colorful packaging. If you notice, if you even go to the market now, you see that a lot of other noodle brands, try to copy Indomie in their design. They try to copy them, they try to copy some of their stuff in their design. So that when you go to the market, when you see another brand that is not Indomie, you automatically think that it's Indomie. Like I mentioned earlier, most Nigerian or an average Nigerian kid, when they go to a supermarket, they say, "Mommy or Daddy, I want Indomie." And whereas they're actually just looking at another brand that's really not Indomie. But to them, because Indomie has already been imprinted in their head, in their subconscious as the only noodle brand, in Nigeria. So that's something that is very, very possible. And I will encourage a lot of SME to actually start thinking in that direction, that how do I make my branding and my packaging so good that it becomes a reference to every other products in that same line. Same thing as Chi as well. You can see how they're able to do their product design that it looks very, very um, eye-catching, and looks very, very attractive. That's why sometimes when you go to the supermarket, you see that this kind of brand are what you see at the entrance, because it also adds aesthetics, to the look of the supermarket or the shop that you go into. Now, let me just give you a quick tip about packaging, that you can use when you're thinking about For those of you who already have maybe package design, you might also want to look at this tip and look at your package again and how you can work around, redesigning them to make them fit for purpose and also give you advantage, in the market. Affordability is very, very key. You need to find just source materials locally that can help you be able to mitigate costs, because I know that's one of the and I'm happy that somebody's going to talk about access to funding here, because I know that's one of the problems that SMEs go through. So for you to be able to compete at the same time, you want to be able to find locally made materials, to be able to reduce costs, and also make your products or your packaging, user friendly is very, very important, to make it user friendly. You don't want to have a package whereby the people or the customers, will be struggling to navigate their way around how to use it. Then, if possible, you also might want to make your product eco-friendly, and biodegradable, which is something that's part of the policy of this government as well, they're pushing that product be eco-friendly so that it can mitigate the climate change that's happening right now. Now, this is how this. I want to quickly show you an example of how branding and packaging, work together. So you can see the picture here. You can see how the logo of Peak, how they able to marry it together, into the design, into the product design, and it fits in. But actually, the what you're seeing at the top there is actually the logo. So they can actually take out that brand, that logo out of there on its own. But they also found a way to be able to put it in the design so that when you see Peak Milk, you see the Peak Milk design, and they kind of send an emotional signal, an emotional tone, to you that allows you to be able to automatically or naturally just gravitate towards the brand. Now, these are some of the branding elements for market acceptability, which you want to look out for as a business or as a small business. You want to make sure that your brand has a logo. You want to make sure that it has a tagline, and you want to make sure that it has a tagline that is actually that people can actually remember and people can actually quickly connect to. You don't want to have a tagline that is very, very cumbersome and ambiguous that people start struggling to understand. You also want to consider your colors very carefully. Your colors very carefully. One of the colors of our agency is because it's a creative agency, creativity, has many colors. That's why we choose, if you look at the color of our agency, you see how we're able to play around different colors, and marry it properly to be able to speak to the fact that it is a house of creatives where we harbor a lot of creative talent. That's why we have our logo like this. So you also want to consider that as well, and ensure that you just don't do anything. You just don't do your logo anyhow, and you just don't tell them, like, you just don't go to your whoever you work with and say, just give me something. I just want something. You have to be intentional about how your logo looks. You have to be intentional about your tagline. You have to be intentional about the colors that you use. At the same time, font is also very, very important as well too. And you also want to make sure that it is something that you carefully choose, and also you want to make sure that your font is also something that resonates through your product design and it doesn't look too disconnected from your logo. So if you go back to the pic, you can see how the logo and the product design kind of blends together with the font and everything. You don't see one font looking curvy and the other one is in a block form. Everything has to go together so that it can create that uh, uh, synergy and symmetry, and flow together. So I just want to show you guys a couple of packages and how the designs are, so they can give you an idea of what to look out for. Please, SMEs, because you're SME, you don't have to, your product and your logo does not have to be bad. It doesn't have to be ridiculous. As small as you are, you can have a very beautiful logo. You can have a very beautiful branding, no matter how small your business is. Even if your business is from your kitchen or from your bedroom or from your living room, it does not stop you from having a proper branding. So, lastly, I'm going to use this as my closing how branding drives market acceptability. So what it does is that it builds trust and familiarity. I kind of mentioned that earlier, you know. So with that, people know your brand, people are familiar with your brand, and people can trust your brand. Like I mentioned earlier, people go as far as putting a company brand on their body as tattoo. People put a company brand on their clothes and they wear it. This is what happens when you've been able to build trust and familiarity. It creates emotional connection. Like I said earlier, there's a product that they cannot that they cannot not buy. Some people can drink some particular kind of water because of how emotional they're connected to the brand. Then lastly, it differentiate product. So you don't want your product to be mondo and more you don't want a product to mix together with already big product. If you have, for example, if you're producing a noodle, if you're an SME, part of your brand is a noodle brand, you want to create a product that stands out that Indomie will not swallow. If you're producing a sugar brand, you want to make sure that your branding is something that a Dangote sugar or another sugar product will not swallow. So you need to be very, very mindful of that, as well as your packaging as well. Like I mentioned earlier, shelf visibility also. You want to make sure that your packaging is very important, that when you take your packaging to a supermarket, they won't throw it at the back of the store where customers don't get to see them. It is something that when they see, the supermarket are happy enough to put it at the entrance, or at the place where it is seen, and easily purchased. Practical usability as well. Like I mentioned earlier, you want to be able to make sure that you create something that is usable, and reusable. Sustainability also is very, very key as an SME as well too. You want to be able to make sure that it's something that you can sustain over time, so that you don't do something and the next time you can't produce the same packaging anymore. And also you can use that to also differentiate between sizes and prices. So I'm going to stop here briefly before I go. House Created Media is an agency that has been around since 2019. But sometime last year, we decided that we want to be able to take all the experiences that we've garnered from working with big brands like Coca-Cola, like um, MTN. We work with a lot of brands. We want to be able to take all those experiences and see how we can contribute to making SMEs very successful. It is our desire that we take an SME from doing maybe 100,000 naira a month to the point where they're doing 100 million naira a month in revenue. So that's our desire, and we know what can happen between being 100,000 naira company to 100 million naira company. And that's why we decided to partner with ACCI and say, okay, how can we help a lot of businesses to be able to democratize the knowledge that we have, to help a lot of businesses scale from where they are to where they have to be. Like I said at the beginning of my presentation, that the word MSME is not supposed to be a badge of honor. It's supposed to be a phase that you're going through. You're not supposed to be an SME forever. If you're a business and you've been doing your business for 5 years and you're still an SME, there's something wrong with what you're doing. SME is a phase that a business go through. It's not a permanent place where a business is supposed to stay. And with that, I want to yield to Dr. Tino. Thank you very much for the opportunity. And I think at the end of the presentation, I have my contacts here. So if I want to, get the contact and just contact us if you need any advice on how to navigate through the challenges that you have in area of branding, just let us know and we'll definitely help you out. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Ifeanyi House Creative Media. I'm sure there's a lot of information in the short time. Please, to our participants, we have the Q&A icon on your page. This is a webinar platform, so you might not have access to interaction directly, but you have a Q&A icon there. If you click on the Q&A icon, you can drop your remarks, you can drop your questions, you can drop whatever information you need to drop, you can drop. And all the panelists, you have access to the Q&A section so that you can pick out any question or review that is directed at you. I would also like to mention that we are streaming live on YouTube currently. So if some of us that are having challenges with Zoom link, you can actually connect via the YouTube link at the ACCI Birth Center YouTube page. Okay, so without taking so much of our time, we'll move straight to the next item on the agenda. And the next item on the agenda is going to be talking to us about access to finance and the opportunities for SMEs. We are bringing on our partner, TradeLender, to handle this part of the presentation. And on TradeLender, we have Juliana Hadum-Boche, the Chief Operating Officer of TradeLender, to take us on this presentation. So Juliana, you have the platform to share your slides now. While Juliana is sharing her slide, I would like to mention to us that Juliana is the Chief Operating Officer of TradeLender. She's a seasoned growth expert with a robust background in strategic planning and market expansion. She has successfully led initiatives that resulted in significant revenue growth and enhanced market presence in various sectors. Juliana leverages her extensive experience to leverage the company's expansion strategies and foster sustainable growth. Through TradeLender, she has built the system and partnership that allows small businesses, especially women and young entrepreneurs, to thrive. She enjoys transforming ideas into working operations, supporting teams, and creating opportunities where others only see limitations. Our work is driven by the belief that when SMEs grow, community grows, and Africa grows. So once again, I would like to welcome Juliana on the floor, and let's see how Juliana and TradeLender is going to support the SMEs in our network to build systems and support them to also thrive. Thank you very much. You have the floor, Juliana.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tenuke. Thank you for that warm introduction and the opportunity to be here today with the amazing facilitators and the SMEs here together. We are going to move Nigeria forward, and that's the role of SMEs. Thank you so much again. Please, can you see my slide? Is it visible?
Yes, it's visible, but it could, if possible, could be bigger. I think you're sharing from a web link. If you are sharing from a downloaded version, they will make it bigger and more visible.
Yeah, is this better now?
Okay, I think we can work with that.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Ifeanyi Ogwauru. That was a very amazing session. And if you didn't take notes from his session, you should request for the slides and take notes and action on it. Two things he mentioned, he said that SMEs, being an SME is a phase, is not a landing point, is not where you need to be for the next 5 years. Being an SME, a small, medium enterprise, is a phase where your business has to transition from that phase into being a full-fledged organization, like a conglomerate, like we have the group's holdings and all of that. So helping you build this business from transitioning to an SME to a full-fledged organization is what TradeLender does for you. And that's what access to finance, creating opportunities for SMEs like yourself will do to scale your business in different lights. So to explain what access to finance is, there's plenty grammar, but just to break it down, access to finance is the use of financial services, which combines the use of financial services for SMEs to scale their businesses, and that's to fuel economic growth, to scale their business, to reduce poverty, and then to build resilience for their business as well. If you look at the slide from the first slide, the last speaker shared, he said the statistics show that 48% of the GDP, of Nigeria's GDP, is contributed by SMEs. And then SMEs also contribute to 84% of the country's workforce. And that's what you do. That's what SMEs like yourself do to impact the economy of Nigeria. So why does this access to finance matters? SMEs are the backbone of Nigeria's economy, yet access to finance remains a major growth barrier. But that's why we're here. That's why we're having this conversation. That's why this meeting has been set up by the ACCI, so that we break these barriers and reduce all bottlenecks so that SMEs like yourself can access finance. 80% of Nigerian SMEs struggle to access formal credit, lack of capital, limits expansion, hiring, innovation, and resilience. All of that is as a result of the barriers SMEs face to access finance. And then again, access to finance for businesses is not a luxury. It's a growth enabler. You want to grow, you need to access finance and financial services. You need to have a bank account. You need to access credits. You need to build your credit score as well. And that's what it matters. If you're really serious about your business and you need your business to grow effectively, like the last speaker said, again, it is a phase. So you need to have that position, that mindset that my business is growing. What's my plan for the next 5 years? And how do I access finance? Because part of your plans for the coming year is also necessary to see how you can access finance to grow your business and watch how you scale. So finance, again, is not a luxury, it's a growth enabler. And there are several myths about access to finance. You hear, I've been in different conversations where you see business owners say, oh, it's dangerous for SMEs to access finance. But that's not true. You need finance to grow. Like I said earlier, it's a growth enabler. You want to scale, you need money to grow. Your business is not going to run on its own. It's not running on autopilot, right? You need access to finance to grow. The reality is, the real risk is poor planning. So if you say accessing finance or getting credit is dangerous for your business, what the real reality is that you're planning poorly, not seeing, you're not having that foresight to grow your business. When your business is aligned with cash flow and you have clear goals for your business, access to finance becomes a growth tool. Again, access to finance is a growth enabler. Another myth is that credit always hurts profitability, but that's not true as well. When you apply this access to finance strategically, access to credit strengthens operations and improves long-term business performance to grow your business. Another one, people say, oh, only large businesses qualify, like the likes of Dangote, Shell, Mobil, Indomie, and we heard that today. They are the ones who banks will readily give credit. But with platforms like TradeLender, which are designed for SMEs like yourself, these processes are very simplified that go beyond the traditional banking requirements. And just within seconds, you can access credits that you need to grow your business. Another myth, people say access to credits means losing control of your business. That's not true. You get credits, it's not equity. Equity is when you have shareholders in your business, where people invest in your business and they have a percentage, and the percentage of some business decision making that you need to implement for your business. That doesn't mean when you have access to credits, you have access to loan facilities. It doesn't mean we're taking away your rights or your decision making power from your business. We only enable you to have control while you access this financing from TradeLender. Why SMEs need finance to scale? One is to manage cash flow gaps. I'm sure there are things you need to settle, there are supplies that you need to get made, but the people who you're supplying to has told you, in 30 days, I'm going to get back to you. But within that 30 days, you know that they're going to pay in 30 days, but you have operations that you need to run. You need to buy things for your business. If you have a bakery, there's a daily inventory that you need to always restock on. So what happens when you say, oh, my business is closed till my supplier pays me? No, that's why you need access to finance. You need to meet your inventory and meet demand. If you have other customers who need your services as well, you will not say that because, oh, this customer A and B has said they'll pay me in 30 days, means that your operations has closed down till the pay. So that's why you need access to finance to help you run your business smoothly and make better decisions. Another thing what access to finance does, it helps you invest in equipment and technology. You need new things. Maybe you've been dealing on 100 packs of produce a day, and then you want to expand to 300 because of the demand you're getting. Access to finance, you don't need to break the bank for it, or you don't need to indebt yourself or go to loan sharks for it. That's why you have access to finance with TradeLender, where you can access finance in terms of credits and help you buy this equipment and technology, whatever you need to scale your business. And then again, you have time-sensitive opportunities that you may want to deliver upon, and that is that could be a new contract where you need to supply to people so that it opens door for more business with that same organization. You don't have access to finance, you don't have money to implement that, then there's an issue. That's what being liquid, that's what access to finance helps to help you solve as well. Another thing it does, it helps you build credit history for larger future funding. Remember the last speaker said SME is a phase. It's not the last bus stop, it's just a phase. So to build credit history, you want to see businesses, if you're looking to access bigger money or bigger amounts in the future, and then maybe you're looking at 5 million, 100 million, your credit history helps you show progress. It helps you show transparency and integrity that this has been my lending habit, and I've always performed on my loans that I need to service. That's what access to finance does. It does not cripple your business. It doesn't mean you don't remain profitable. Once it's strategically gotten and strategically managed, your business will be liquid and it will thrive based on access to finance. Even the big organization gets this finance. They don't thrive on their own. Everybody needs money to move to the next phase. And that's what access to finance does. You don't say, oh, I want to remain in my small corner. Let me keep getting a profit of 50,000. Let me keep getting a profit of 500,000. No, you have to plan well. And remember, December is the plan. This training is coming at a strategic time, right? This is the time for you to plan for the coming year. January is not for planning, it's actually for action. So this time you're having this access to this training today. So it helps you plan ahead and it helps you be ahead of your competitors. Now you've learned about marketing. Now you're seeing how to implement finance, how to use finance to scale your business, and how you need finance also to do this marketing, right? So this is how you're going to get it. And remember, January is for action, is not for planning. Access to finance has always been a bottleneck in Nigeria. You see people, it could be for gender issues, where a woman goes to the bank and they tell her, oh, you don't have a landed property because of some religious or cultural belief, and then they don't have access to this money. And then some people also go to the bank and say, because I don't have good financial records, or my business is not 10 years and over. All those bottlenecks is what TradeLender is here for, to bridge the gap for SME financing. And that's why we're here, to ensure that you get inclusive, fast, and SME-friendly access to finance for your business. Like I said, you download the app. We have an app. You can get the app on Google. You can get it on App Store. You can get it on Google Play and App Store. It's very easy. Put in your credentials and access funding. Within 6 hours, you can access credits. And that's why we're here at a time like this. Remember, December is for planning, not January. January is for action. And even the action for 2026 starts with planning here, and then you move forward to next steps. There are a few things, in as much as we bridge the gap to access to funding and finance, there are few things that make SMEs not credible or not viable for financing. And there are just a few things. And for TradeLender, we don't say no to you. We help you grow through this. issues that I'm going to highlight now. Poor record keeping and lack of financial data. You sell, you absolutely have to keep your financial records. You have to know what you're selling. You have to get your stock, your inventory. You need to know what's going out. You need to know what is for salary. You need to know what your operational cost is. End to end, you have to have a proper record keeping, because that's what is needed when you want to access finance. If you say, oh, in revenue, I did 5 million last month, how much of that was operational expense? How much of that was gross profit? How much of that was net profit? Right? Those are the things you need to know. Those are the things, if you don't have this data, no matter how small your business is, no matter how big your business is as well, you definitely have to keep proper financial data. It starts with your having a bank account. It starts with having an account, and then you can also access a trade lender account. You can have a business account with trade lender as well. It helps you show your traction, what your financial history is on the trade lender platform, and it helps you keeps you in check with your expenses as well. Informal or unregistered business structures. With trade lender, you can access finance even without being a registered business, but I would advise that you absolutely need to register your business with the CAC. It's regulatory, and it's absolutely important for businesses to register their businesses. If you don't have that, you need to. Sweden currently, they are offering free CAC registration. They are in partnership with CAC right now, so you can be under that umbrella and have access to that opportunity to register your business at no cost to you. Weak or non-existent credit history. That's another issue why SMEs don't access this finance. It starts with getting credit. Another thing is people borrow loans from different financial institutions. They go to different digital lenders, and then they say, oh, I'll change my SIM. And then they break the SIM, go to the next business. I'll change my SIM. I'm going to access loan. Those things, you're keeping a digital track of your lending habits, of your borrowing habits. You're keeping a digital track, and it's very impertinent that you pay. It's ideal, it's ethical. You take money from somebody, you take money from friends or family, and you take money from these digital lenders. Because they don't see you does not mean that you're not recording your history somewhere. You see people say, oh, it wasn't my business who took that money. It was me. You are your business. You're the entity behind your business. In as much as you shouldn't mix your business expenses together with your personal expenses, but you are the person behind the business. So if you say, oh, it was me who took this loan facility and I didn't pay back, it wasn't under my business, but you're the one who's accessing that business, accessing that credit. So definitely it's going to rub off on your business. So you want to grow. Again, SME is a phase. You want to grow, you need to keep good borrowing habits, and then it impacts your credit history. You come to us and say, oh, it's not my business. It has already blurred your integrity, and then definitely it shows that, well, you don't know what you're doing. If you're saying that it's my business who has the clean credits and I'm the one who has the bad credit, you're the business, you're one and the same in that light, because you're the one who is the person behind that business. So we all definitely have to practice ethical borrowing habits. You take money from these lenders, pay back, because there's a traction behind that. We will check from the credit bureau and see that this person has good credit and yet can access credit, or has a very poor credit score, and then definitely will not be able to access credit because there's no integrity, and there's nobody who will trust you with money. And definitely people also want to go into partnerships and collaboration with you. They also check what your credit history is like. I want to partner with another organization, and their due diligence says that, oh, let's see what this person's track record is in terms of credit. I want to invest in a company. I want to invest in this SME, and I check the credit history of the people, the directors behind that business, and I'm seeing that they have bad credit or poor financial records. Definitely, it would impede on your access to finance, and we don't want that. Another thing why people don't even access finance, like I said before, with the myths and all the legends behind it, is that they don't want to access finance to grow because of the fear of accessing credits, because of different things. Oh, how much should I get? What's my markup? If I'm paying the XYZ interest, what am I going to get in terms of profitability? All those can be walked through. You can understand your business better and then access these credits for your use. So reiterating again, you have to keep better financial records. You need to register your business. You need to implement, or right now as I'm speaking, if there are people here who have accessed credit and they are yet to pay back, kindly do so. Kindly do so that your credit history is updated, and then you have a better credit score with the credit bureau. You need to right now. I'm sure people are remembering. Oh, it's true. I didn't pay that 50K. It's 20K that is left for me to pay here. Go and do so right now so that your business grows. Because once your business grows, you grow as well. And then again, Nigeria grows. Everybody says, oh, the country. We are the country. We are the one who will implement better things for the country. And it starts with us first to do things the right way. Yeah, one thing I skipped out was limited financial literacy. We will speak about it in the further slides, because TradeLender will also about capacity building to help businesses like yours grow. We'll speak to it in the further slides. So briefly about TradeLender, we founded in 2021. We're in Lagos, here in Nigeria. Like I said earlier, we were built to unlock missed opportunities caused by lack of credit. To SMEs like yourself, we provide fast collateral-free financing for SMEs across all value chains, and we are driven by innovation, financial inclusion. You're a man, you're a woman, you're a youth, you're going to access credit with TradeLender, and then we're all about sustainable growth and shared economic prosperity. How can you access finance through TradeLender? Very easy. You download and register on the TradeLender app. Like I said earlier, you can get it on the Google Play or the iOS. That's the Google Play, that's for Android phones, and then iOS is for the iPhones. You can get it very easily, provide your business details, BVN, NIN, your utility bill, your shop receipts, proof of address, follow the prompts, and it's quite easy. Another thing, how to access credit with us, you get automatic assessment with us. You apply for a loan today, within 6 hours, you should get a feedback if you're gonna get that credit or not. And then we'll just definitely have to put a call through to you to understand your business more. Like I said, we're fast. Within 6 hours, you should know whether you're going to access credit or not. As I'm speaking, please go to your App Store and your Play Store and download the TradeLender app. You'll see it there with the logo, just like how it's highlighted on the screen right now. TradeLender, very easy to access and very simple to apply for the fund. For the funding, you don't need to come to us. You don't need to, just like the banks, you don't need to go to the bank and say, oh, give me a form to fill. Just from your device right now, as we're speaking in this training, you can download the TradeLender app and then request for credits. If you're having any issues, you can reach us on our support lines, on social media, and then the app as well. What are the things we need? Like I said earlier, your valid BVN and your ID, to know that you're already in business. Like I said, having a registered business is not an issue to access funding with us, although we advise that you absolutely need to register your business. But let us see evidence that you've been in operation. How are we going to see that? Your cash flow from your business account or your personal account, however you run your business. We need to see a bank statement to show that, yes, I have been in operation. We need to also see your books. Remember I said earlier, we need to see how long you have operated and how well you have managed your books as well. And definitely no collateral required. We're not going to cut, you're not going to say, go and bring an arm and a leg to access funding with us. Once you have this in place, make your request and we'll be in touch with you. We have different loan products. So we don't just shove money to people's face. Oh, I need money to grow. We don't just say, okay, how much do you need? 5 million, take it. We want to understand what you need money for. Do you need money for a short-term working capital? Like I said, somebody says 30 days, I'm going to pay you. Within the 30 days, your business needs to run. Definitely, you need to show us proof that business B said, I'm going to get this money at this time. We're going to call that business and say, kindly confirm this partnership or this supply with this business. And then you access credits. You need to deliver on something, say an LPO financing. You have a purchase order that you don't have enough financing for. You can come to us with the approved invoice from the company you're supplying to, and we'll help you facilitate that. There's no business opportunity that will be missed when you are in TradeLender's community or TradeLender's ecosystem. You have a business, there's no business who will go under the bridge because you lack money. That's not possible when you're in the TradeLender ecosystem. So as I'm speaking, plugin, we are not sector specific. As far as your business is viable, you can access funding from us, be it agriculture, be it solar, be it retail trading. Whatever you do, as far as the business and it's legit, you would access funding from us. And definitely we have flexible repayment structures aligned with your business health or your business cash flow. Yes, aside funding, we train businesses too on financial literacy and also offer business management support. We have mentorship, access to mentorship, expert guidance, different SME trainings. We also organize fairs where businesses like yourself can come and showcase their business, and then also meet other businesses like yourself to partner and collaborate. And mind you, collaboration is the next step to growth or expansion. We can't do it all in silos. If we can, everybody should have a logistics company within their organization. If we can, you should also manufacture the paper you use. You should manufacture the technology you use for your business operations. We cannot all work in silos. You need to collaborate to expand and then grow. Remember, again, SMEs is just a phase of business. I'm sure Mr. Ifeanyi permits me to keep using your word that SME is a phase, because that's stuck to me. Based on this capacity building, we have a different program that we put up that helps you integrate technology into your business, that helps you access funding. Sometimes we push opportunities to you in terms of grants and then cheaper interest rates to grow your business. And definitely we train people on sustainable long-term growth. That's what we do. Not just loans alone, everything end to end, the technical know-how to utilize those funds and then access to those funds themselves. And definitely we give you these loans or we give you this credit, we don't leave you hanging. We definitely will work with you to ensure that what you said or what we have agreed that this access or this funding will be used for is what is actually utilized for. So you're not alone when you come on TradeLender. So if you didn't take anything out of this, again, I'll just iterate that access to finance is not a tool trap. SMEs must strengthen their structures, improve their financial literacy, and leverage the right platform to access finance and scale sustainably. TradeLender exists to support SMEs like yourself beyond funding. When finance meets knowledge, businesses scale sustainably. The future of SME growth is accessible, digital, and inclusive. And that's why we're here at TradeLender. Thank you so much. You can learn more about us on www.tradelender.com. You can sign up via the web as well. Remember, as we're speaking, download the TradeLender app on Google Play and App Store to access funding. Thank you so much for everyone who has been a part of this. Thank you, Doctor, for the opportunity to speak with the SMEs too. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Juliana. I think that was a very apt presentation. And this is very important because a lot of course, other topics are also important, but a lot of SMEs look forward to funding. Funding has really been a major issue, especially when it comes to having orders to fulfill. And you just need a short-term loan to be able to access and fulfill these orders, then make some form of extra income and profits on it, then it becomes challenging. I think this is a window, this is an opportunity that we have brought to everyone on this call for us to be able to access finance when it comes to our business operations, And few things have been spotlighted by Juliana. Number one, your books. Your books, they are very important. Without keeping adequate records, without ensuring that you document all that is necessary for your business, it's very challenging for you to be able to access finance. And this is where our next presenter comes in. Our next presenter comes in right here when it comes to books. Sometimes it becomes even challenging to keep records. How much did you sell? How much did you make? Your raw materials, how much was spent on transport, logistics, how much was spent on marketing. Sometimes it becomes even challenging for us to be able to keep these records. And that is why we have brought in Bumper as an organization to also tell us about the solutions they have developed, this digital solution, this platform that could enable and enhance businesses to keep adequate record. Because for large organizations, for large businesses, they can employ an accountant, they can employ an admin staff, they can employ a sales reps that will be ensuring that the books are put together. But for SMEs, the SMEs doing like 5 to 10 persons job at the same time. But how do we make this job easier to be done so that we can access other opportunities to grow our businesses from being medium, from being small, or from being micro to small, and from being small to medium, and from being medium to large? So I'm going to leave the floor right away for Mercy. Mercy, you can start sharing your slide. Mercy is going to be speaking to us from Bumper. Mercy Madunago is a program manager at Bumper, a leading operating system for small businesses in Africa that powers digital commerce. She supports initiatives that help MSME grow by leveraging technology to manage sales, inventory, and payments. Mercy is passionate about digital innovation, entrepreneurship, and empowering businesses to thrive in the digital economy. So we'll be listening to Mercy now to share with us the digital solutions that Bumper has created that has been helping SMEs over the years, and that all of us on this call can also key into and take advantage of to grow our businesses in year 2026. Mercy, you have the floor. Should I share? Okay, let me share the slide from my hand, then you speak to it. Oh, okay.
No, that's perfect.
Well,
Thank you
okay.
so much. Thank you. If you
You prefer I share it?
yes,
Okay.
yes. You know when it's
Okay then.
around.
So here we have it. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Hi everyone. Good morning. Actually, good afternoon. My name is Mercy, and thank you so much for that introduction. I joined pretty much at the end when Ifeanyi was speaking, and one of the things that I picked from his conversations was I loved the ending part where he said, like, being an SME is a start. You don't need to stop there. Hi, so sorry I got muted, but is it because there's a feedback? Can everybody hear me? I don't know if somebody can just confirm that they can hear me clearly.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, so I was saying that I got in at the point where Ifeanyi was mentioning that, being an SME is the start of your journey as a business owner, but you don't necessarily need to stop there. There is like a lot more for you to do to be a thriving business. There's a lot of statistics, and then I love the fact that the last person that spoke, I'm so sorry that I didn't pick your name, but then you spoke a lot about even the statistics of even business owners being the backbone of economies and all of that. And there's also like other statistics that are not like that are at the disadvantage in terms of owners and the expected lifespan of what the expectation of growth for you as a business owner is before you die. And that's mostly for African businesses, right? And that's where Bumper comes in. Bumper is like a business management, platform. The goal for us is to digitalize businesses, African businesses especially, and give us like a chance for us to thrive in the digital economy. It's 2025 now, and there is no business currently in the year 2025 that is not a tech business. You're either a tech business or you're a business leveraging tech to survive as a business. Like if you need to grow as a business in 2025 now, you need to implement tech in your business. And that's one thing that Bumper has helped businesses do effortlessly. There's a lot of things that we're dealing with in Bumper, lots of solution problems that we're tackling. literally one of them is the fact that businesses in Africa are limited. And by limitations, we mean that you're not able to, like, if we look at the manual way of how businesses are, most businesses in Africa currently operate, is a thing where, oh, you have a physical store, and beyond that, you're not selling anywhere else. It means that if 20 people do not pass your store at number 20 Akimoju Street, like, you are not going to be able to sell to even one person that day. You need, at least statistically, you need probably at least 10 to 20 people to go through your store or pass through your store location that day for you to have one sale. And that's limiting, because there is billions of people in the world, in the planet today. Millions of those are currently leveraging technology from even their mobile phone. And if you're able to sell directly to those multitude of people, your chances of selling or even making revenue or profit from your business is wider than the margin that you've already created for yourself by just being a physical store. The other bit that we're dealing with in Bumper is also the fragmentation of commerce in Africa. By fragmentation, we mean that currently even businesses that are being, that are using technology in whatever way to run their business, is a lot of fragmentation. By that we mean that the app that you're currently using to manage your expenses is different from the app that you're using. Oh, sorry, don't worry, I haven't started using my deck. I will come there. I know that I'm a bit confused, but I'm just doing like an overview, right? So you don't need to move, it's fine. So I was saying that, I mean, there are multiple apps that businesses are using to run operations, and it can be very confusing, where the app that you're using to send invoice is different from the app that you're using to track your expenses. It's different from the app that you're using to manage your inventory. It's different from the app that you're using to even, like, collect payments. It's a lot of fragmentation in commerce right now, and that's one thing that Bumper is dealing with, right, with the solution that we're creating. The other thing is the fact that it is the current way that, businesses in Africa or even Nigeria are operating is not sustainable. It's insufficient. By insufficiency, we mean that there's still a lot of manual processes attached to it. The last speaker just spoke about how, for you to be able to access finance, you need to have record keeping. Manual, like, literally now, let's say at least one out of, I don't want to give any statistics basically, but then currently now there's still at least one person out of even 10 businesses that are still manually tracking their expenses or even using pen and paper to do record keeping. It is not sustainable, especially if you're a business that wants to grow and want to scale. And that's what now brings us to the last thing that Bumper is solving, which is scaling. We're ensuring that businesses have everything that they need, the A to Z manual for you to, scale as a business owner. There is no reason currently in 2025 that as a business owner you're not succeeding, and the reason why you're not succeeding is because of your operations. That is, like, literally one of the things that Bumper is trying to eradicate, and that's why I really love the topic that I'm speaking on today, which is mostly about, business operations and automations, and how you can leverage technology to deal with that. And that brings me to even, Bumper as a whole, right? At Bumper, we're a, business management, like I said, business management solution, right? I don't know if I like to, introduce us as that. I like to say that we're your business best friend. If you're looking to start a business, you're looking to manage a business, you're looking to scale a business at whatever point in time as a business owner that you are, Bumper can literally meet you there. That's literally everything that Bumper is about. We can go to the next place now, what we offer as businesses. Thank you so much. So basically, it's an app. Just think of it as we have tried to make it, the barrier to entry, as easy as possible. You know that one out, like, at least maybe 5 out of 10 people have a mobile phone. I don't want to say maybe 8 out of 10 people, but then yes, you have a mobile phone as a business owner or as a person in the world right now. You can literally start a business off that phone just by downloading Bumper, and that's what we have done for you. We've limited the barrier even to entering. You have a business idea right now, you can literally start it off with using Bumper, leveraging technology to start that business. We meet you at every point, mobile, web, and everything. You can manage your inventory, you can manage your sales, you can manage customer management and everything. We help you manage both offline and online sales in whatever capacity, wherever it is that you're currently are as a business owner. Bumper can definitely meet you there. And I think that that's the beauty of technology, the fact that whatever it is that you're doing currently, technology can help simplify it and also can help scale it to wherever it is that you want to take it to. Now, the first thing you do when you get on Bumper, and this just even boils down to what the last speaker was speaking about record keeping as a business owner. The fact that what you need to be able to do to earn, like to even grow your business, you need to first start with record keeping, a proper record keeping. You need to know what amount of money that you have at cash now is your revenue, what amount of that is spent in expenses, all of that. That's one thing that Bumper does effectively, just with your inventory management, the sense where you're able to tell how much inventory you have, you're able to tell what you're selling, what product is your best selling product, what product people are engaging with more. Just even knowing all those statistics, you're able to even do marketing properly. You're able to know what season, at what point in time businesses are, people are buying that particular product from you. Say, for example, you're somebody who sells, what's the word now? You sell like maybe red sweaters, right? And then you notice that people are always placing demands for that red sweaters in December. By November, you should already be doing like a bulk order for that particular thing, because you know that that's the peak for when that particular product will be in sale. That's one thing that we do effortlessly with analytics. We're able to tell you what your best selling product is. We're able to tell you what, platform is your best selling platform. That way you're able to run marketing properly and effectively. Because I know that Ifeanyi is a marketing genius, and he will probably have spoken about how marketing is useful for your business. One thing that Bumper does for you is opening your eyes to these things, to see that yes, you need to run marketing for your business, but as one thing, you need to understand what are you running, what are you, what marketing are you running on what product. What solution are you saying people should come to a physical store? Are you saying people should go buy this thing online? Like all of these things is what we offer. Just onboarding on Bumper already, automatically you have a free website. Just by signing up on Bumper, you automatically have a website. That solves the problem of scaling as a business. That solves the problem of limitation as a business, where you're only able to sell to people in a physical store. No, by signing up on Bumper, you're automatically able to sell around the world. Anybody who has access to your website link automatically is able to purchase from you. That's so powerful for you as a business that is looking to grow. We can go to the next one now. After the website, the next slide. Hi, is she there? Oh, let me just pull it off on my own just so I can. Oh, I also did speak about the inventory management, where you're able to have full control of your inventory, manage your product, adjust whatever it is that you need to adjust. You're able to manage others end to end. As a business owner, we've taken away the responsibility of you, and that's the beauty of our technology at Bumper. We've taken away the problem of you thinking about, oh, those fragmentations I talked about, how the invoicing app is completely different from the app that you're using to run it, manage your inventory. Is completely different from the app you're using to manage your sales. It's completely different from app that you're using for shipping and all of that. That's one thing that we have done effortlessly, ensuring that we're able to manage your order. Because as a business owner, one thing that you're very particular about is, your sales, your orders. How are you able to manage them? If you're looking to run sales and have enough sales, like, if you're looking to sell as a business owner, the next problem that you probably have is managing these orders, from the point when the merchant is buying from the customer is buying from you to the point when you're delivering it. Bumper has helped you solve this end to end, even from the point of selling to these customers. Now you're able to, market your product. You're able to have a website where people are engaging to buy products from you. They place an order and automatically, connect to a shipping platform where people pick whatever shipping options is profitable for them. And seamlessly, just by that, you have sat down in your house, and within 5 minutes you have made a sale, because somebody is able to order from your website, and you're using a solution that allows you to manage that process end to end. We can go on to the next one now, please. Yeah, invoicing and receipts is another very powerful tool. As a business owner in this age and time, you need to be keeping, again, because even in 2026, where we are going to with the new, regulations and tax and everything, you need to always, have this ready at hand, always be able to, invoice for everything that people are buying from you. Bumper has been able to solve this solution effortlessly. Like, you don't need to have a different invoicing app from, what you're already using to manage your business. Even with the messaging and all of that, if you have merchants, I keep using merchants and businesses. If you have customers who buy from you regularly, but then for some reason you're not seeing this repeat customer come on board, there is multiple ways on Bumper where you can market to these people just by even sending personalized emails, personalized messages, personalized text messages. You're able to even give them, free discount codes for them to shop, just engaging with your customers in a way that helps you drive your sales. Oh, I spoke about the business analytics one, where this is very necessary for people who are looking to grow their business and looking to obviously eventually go into, getting loans or even getting some finance for their business. With analytics, your books are in order. It tells you everything that you need to know about your business health, from from the point where you're selling to how your money is moving around, what you're using to run expenses, how much of your revenue, your cash at hand, actually, let me start that, is your revenue, how much of that is your expenses, how much of that your use. Like, it tells you everything you need to know, from your best selling product to your best selling channels, to how much you have made in terms of your business, to your growth, how you're growing month on month, to like literally all of that, your business health in one view. Now, just even as a business who is looking to, grow, you really need to be able to track your finances clearly. And that's one thing that we've been able to do with even the multi-location now. Let me go to the multi-location. As a business owner, one thing that people, like I said, when I was speaking about the limitations in terms of, people just having stores, people want to now have multiple stores, and that's fine. You can both sell offline and online. You can have multiple front locations, and that's one thing that Bumper can also help you manage, where even people who are buying from you online can decide what location they want to buy from, just based off of their delivery options, right? So, say for example, now I'm in Lagos and I'm trying to shop from your store, and you're somebody, you also have a store in Lagos, you have a store in Kaduna. I can decide where I want to shop from. I can decide to shop from Kaduna and deliver to my sister who is living in Kaduna, or I can decide to shop from Lagos and just deliver to myself. Like, it's that effortless. Also, with multi-currency, if we're giving you the opportunity to be able to sell to, people all over the globe, what multi-currency does is that you're also able to accept payments in any currency. Basically, you're currently able to accept payments in USD, pounds, and I think Canadian dollar as well on Bumper. And this one, one thing where it means now that your business is now a global business, in the sense that you're now making profits in not just your local currency, but also in foreign currency as well. And that's what's one of the beautiful things of our multi-locations. Hello, so sorry. Can you hear me now? Yes. So the other thing, the other thing is managing staffs. As a business who is obviously growing, one thing that we have realized is also that you need to grow as a business, and also obviously your staff will also grow. And that's the thing. We're thinking about your business growth end to end. Now, for you to be able to manage staff, there's a lot of, problems that come with, having staffs engaging in your business. And we're trying to cut all those, unnecessary barriers with thefts or people not even recording correctly and all of that. Now you're able to manage your staffs accurately in a way where you have staff accounts and you're able to give them permissions to deal with certain things. If you're able to even onboard a business like Ifine's business on board to help you manage your marketing, you're able to onboard them on Bumper, give them access to certain insights that they need to be able to run your marketing properly. Like, it's so effortless. Like, you're able to, and your staff can only see what you allow them to. There's a master permission level there where you're giving access to people to deal with the only things that they want to deal with. They don't necessarily need to see the monies that you're making if you don't want them to. And those are the beautiful things. Also, connected apps in a way where we're allowing you connect payments, we're allowing you connect, your Google Analytics, Facebook Pixel. People who run a lot of marketing and ads will understand this bit very well. It means that you can run effective ads and be able to track directly over from Bumper. Now we also have the Bumper Terminal option. That one also speaks very well to even managing your finances, where you have a dedicated bank account where you don't necessarily have to start collecting payments in multiple different bank accounts. You're able to connect directly to one account. You're able to have all the details of your payments there. If you need to obviously access loans and everything, you're able to do it efficiently. I think that just just so sorry, I'm taking a lot of time, but just with everything I've said so far, I think that it's pretty much clear that every business in 2025 needs to obviously use tech at this point, and using Bumper is going to be a step for you, because as a business, all you need to run effectively, we have running currently on Bumper. Thank you. If you have any questions, basically, I'm in the comment section.
Thank you very much, Mercy. Sorry, I had to, though your time is past, but I could have still given you like 3 more minutes to finish up. But I think the slide is over. I was just trying to prepare for the next session. That was why your slide was interrupted. Okay, thank you so much. I think it's like plenty in one solution, like a one-stop shop that Bumper has developed. I've interacted on the Bumper interface before, have logged in. I've seen some of the things that Mercy mentioned. I didn't look towards as much as that, but for the other functions, I have looked into Bumper, and that was why I was glad when we were connected for Bumper to be on this webinar, because I know the kind of value that the digital solutions they have developed could bring to SME. Record keeping and virtually most of the things, putting our operations and activities in one space and for us to be able to maintain and coordinate has really been a long challenge for businesses, especially in Nigeria. So I would like to encourage us to look into Bumper for business optimization, especially in 2026. Without taking so much of our time again, we'll move to the next item on the agenda, which is going to be by Dr. Chidi Onwumere. Yes. Just a minute, please. Okay. Just a minute. I'm trying to get the
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Okay, Doctor. Yes, can you share your slide from your hand, or I should share from my hand?
Please, maybe you should share from your end for me, please.
Okay.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so I'll try to get to that now. Just a minute. Oh. Okay, so we are almost set. Dr. Chidi Lawrence Onwumere is an accomplished media personnel, media entrepreneur, and innovative thinker. Driven by an entrepreneurial spirit, Dr. Onwumere co-founded Brandmass Communications Limited, a leading Nigerian strategy and communication consultancy. With over 2 decades of experience, he has established himself as a trusted advisor to government and corporations, specializing in public relations, government to citizen relations, advocacy, behavioral change communication, media communications, experimenting, and social mobilization. He is also the founder of buymedia.ng, an online media platform.
Network is off. I can't hear anymore.
So I'm here now. I just got logged out of the other device. Maybe advantage of using 2 devices sometimes. So I would like to call on Dr. Chidi Onwumere to take on the presentation now. Unfortunately, the laptop I'm using to share your presentation just went off. So I hope it will come up soon. So Dr. Chidi, if you can still share from your hand, I think you should. But if you can't, you can just take on the floor now and start talking to your presentation while I get this laptop connected back. Thank you.
Okay. Good afternoon once again, everyone. I think we've had a very wonderful day in terms of quality presentation. I don't know if I can be heard loud and clear.
Please, if you can hear Dr. Chidi, can we have some reactions on the call?
Can you hear me
I can
loud and
hear you
clear?
though.
Okay.
And
So
like I
we've had
mentioned earlier, for those of us having network issues on Zoom, kindly go to YouTube. The YouTube is streaming live on YouTube, so you don't miss out. You can go to YouTube while we continue here with the presentation. Okay, Dr. Chidi, you have the floor. Kindly go ahead.
Okay, please. Once again, good afternoon, everyone. I think we've had a very, very wonderful, impactful presentation since morning. I personally have learned from them. Very quickly, my topic will be dealing on SME branding for 2026, which is integrating identity, technology, and trust. I know Ifeanyi of the House of Creative has done a lot of good work in terms of branding when it comes to having a very fantastic visual identity and then equally good packaging. These are ingredients of branding that helps you gain acceptability and get attention, from would-be customers. But our own task today is basically to take it a notch further to make us understand that you need a more strategic brand mindset to survive and to thrive with the unique landscape we're going to have in 2026. And if you're deep in branding, you will know that branding is not just about logos and colors and fantastic taglines. Those are rudiments you need. At this point in time, every SME, any serious SME should know that before you even, begin your business, part of what you need to do is to ensure that you have very, very strong, impactful visual identity. This has been said for too long, and a lot of tutoring has gone on in this regard. But we now need to tell people how do you navigate? You have to go beyond logos and colors in 2026. In fact, in this day and age, for you to gain traction for your business. I don't want to run through the fact that we know that Nigeria is going through a very difficult period economically now, and 2026 we imagine is going to be tougher. So we, as businesses, you need to be able to come up with a branding mindset that enables you connect to the hearts and wallets of a connected, cautious, and savvy consumer. Why am I saying this? Consumers are now cautious and savvy. They are connected from your business. So he's gone beyond being razzmatazz by your look and feel now to wanting to ensure that he gets satisfaction. He gets that satisfaction that he's looking for. And here we're talking about value. The value we're talking about here is value for his money, so that he is happy that he has, exchanged a part of what his earnings for your business. So that is where we talk about trust. For us, branding needs to be taken a notch higher, which means you have to be able to build trust between your business and your consumer. And you agree with me, there are some brands that do not have fantastic logos, fantastic taglines, but customers still connect with them, resonate with them. That's because of you. If you mentioned their colors now. I'm not fascinated just by their colors or their look and feel now. It's the fact that every time I come in contact with the product, I am satisfied. So they are delivering on a consistent basis. They are not delivering today and not they are not delivering today and maybe tomorrow they are failing. Delivering consistently is key for any business that must survive, from next year going forward. Because through constant delivery, you can drive revenue, you build customer loyalty, and then you can, with proper branding, you can even attract better staff to work for your organization. That's what real branding does for you. So now, for the 2026 Nigerian landscape, which is a crucible for strong brands. I don't know if you're on that same slide, Dr. Tinuke, if that's the slide you are on.
Which slide number?
This, I think, slide number 6 or so, where you have 2026 Nigerian landscape, a crucible.
Okay.
No,
The 2026 imperative.
No. I think it's before that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, before that. Exactly. So what are we saying here? What we are saying here precisely is that
okay, again, doctor, to interrupt you, we can't see your face because your camera is on, but it's looking at the roof. So since we have your camera on, perfect, okay. Good. Now we can see.
You see me now. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm actually now using the phone to present. Okay, now we're going to look at the economic realities. Consumers are value strategic, not just price sensitive. What we're saying here basically is that for every consumer now, they are looking for value for money. It's not even about, someone who is passionate about your brand can spend millions of naira over a particular product just because he gets satisfaction from it. Now, the two is the digital consumer. There are 48 million social media users. Shopping is now social. I think Bumper just spoke about it. Mobile first and embedded in platforms like even Instagram and WhatsApp. What it means here is that if you're a business owner now, your social platforms, you're selling, your business will begin from there. And you must begin to build a community. So if you have a wonderful packaged product, you have a wonderful brand identity, how do you get that emotional connect with your target? And we know that having a physical space and location is not all it requires to run a business now. You need to take it digital, you need to take it online. Then we have what we call the trust economy. They said the statistics say 99% of Nigerians cite brand trust as crucial. You see where we're going to now with the next level of branding, apart from your look and feel, is you must build brand trust. You cannot deceive a consumer for too long. And consumers today don't even want to give you an opportunity to maybe patronize and not get value. So they run background checks on you, they get referrals on you, and they ensure that, before they even try, the opportunity for trying and fail is no longer there for them. Before they try, they run that background check to ensure that there is trust. People will have, that's why some online platforms, you see feedbacks are very important. People are giving feedback. Oh, I use this product, it's nice. This service was very good. So those are all how you build that brand that we're talking about. Then knowing that everybody is almost online now, people equally know that they have to take their businesses online. The competition online is crazy. In fact, the noise is there. So what do you do when you have too much competition online? You need to strive to create differentiation. How do you create differentiation? Yeah, what I think the first speaker spoke about, brand identity is very important. You communicate, your clarity of communication, the purpose and the position must be very clear so that you can cut through the noise and hit your target. Then the bottom line, the brands that win will be those that build unshakable trust. So in 2026, the trust bank, you must invest a lot in your trust bank. It's important. And why we talking about trust is because we know trust comes with consistency in delivery. If you have all the best look and feel and you do not deliver on promises, you can't go too far next year. So the next slide is the 2026 imperative. What is the core challenge? The core challenge for even small businesses is for you to begin to move from earlier on in your startup, because I mean, we believe, like a colleague has said here, that you won't remain an SME forever. So for you to go far, for you to go the whole length, the whole hub, you must build an authentic trust for yourself. And we already have a saturated digital market, but how you cut through that is you must see how you navigate that. You must have a strategic response. Okay? What is your strategic response? This time around, I'm going to talk about personal branding, how your personal brand can reinforce your corporate. What we're saying in short is people use platforms like Instagram, WhatsApp, TikTok. Some business owners use platforms for particular product. People can relate your person to the corporate brand that you're running. Some way they have the rub off on each other. And I know a lot of people that use it very well. A lot of business owners use their personal pages, to run, to reinforce their corporate pages. And the truth is that, like we said, shopping or marketing of your business can actually start right from even your personal, from this platform. So it's no longer just for social interactions. So, drivers. As a business, you must look for micro influencers, social commerce, and you must equally, learn how to be regulatory compliant in terms of regulation. Of course, we know January 1st, the tax reforms will come into play. A lot of organizations that want to deal with a corporate entity like yours want to be sure that you are someone that complies, with regulatory authorities. So it's another trusting you must with. So scalable and credible. So in your business, you must have trust at the back of your mind that you are going to that's the weapon, the tool that you will need to go very far. I've seen organizations that came up looking very, innovative and creative, but they don't stay the length of time because of lack of trust. So if you want to go the hub, if you want to go the whole length, you must build trust. So what do we mean when we say personal brand? The next slide, which is integrated branding model for SMEs. You must run an integrated branding model. When we say personal brand, we say we're talking about the founder story, values, and expertise. This helps provide authenticity, relatability, and trust. So the truth is they reinforce each other. Like I said earlier on, your personal story can relate with your corporate brand. Then what is the corporate brand? The corporate brand talks about the company's mission, your value proposition, and customer promise. I think if I mentioned it, you must have a brand promise and you must deliver consistently on your promise. That's why we let people know that having done your rudimentary brand identity, you need to take it a lot further in your operations. You must make sure you deliver on brand promises time and time again, right? So customers buy into the founder's vision and trust the company's delivery. One cannot sustainably succeed without the other. So your personal branding, that's the person that you are, the promoter of the product or service or the organization. Your personal brand can reinforce your corporate brand. If I know you as someone that is credible, if I know you as someone that what your word is your bond, just knowing you like that, if you tell me you have a business you started, I may be swayed towards personalizing that business. That is why we say your personal brand can reinforce your corporate brand because you're someone that keeps your word. So for us in branding, we equally want to tell people, keep your word, keep your brand promise. It is very important. So what are the four pillars of corporate branding in 2026? What are the four pillars we identified? Number one is there must be clarity of purpose. Move beyond selling products to solving problems. For me, for instance, when I'm online and I just see a product advertised before me, I can be irritated and just close the product. No matter how fanciful, no matter how beautiful the ad may be looking, it may just be disrupting or interrupting me at that time. But if I see a pop-up that talks about solving a problem for me, I may be inclined towards opening it. And most times when I click on that link, look at that information. At the end of the day, this app of giving you engaging content is only trying to sell product, but attention has been arrested. So these days, as you're trying to advertise and to be in the face of people, look for problem-solving engagements that you can use to drive your business, right? So you have the second pillar is consistent omni-channel presence. That means you must have a unified look, feel, and message across your website, your social media, and your physical touch points. So there shouldn't be discordance in this regard. Some organizations, their social media page is even unrecognizable when you compare it to their web page. Some organizations, when you come to their physical office, it doesn't reinforce. Just like I think you find dwell so well on this branding, making sure your look and feel is consistent. Then value-driven content, I just mentioned that a bit again. You must educate, you must engage, and you must empower your audience instead of just advertising to them. I think I mentioned this when I was talking about number one. You must educate, you must engage, and you must empower your audience. So whatever business you're doing, look for ways of educating and engaging your audience. That way you create a community that comes to your platform time and time again. But if you're noted for just selling, wanting to product, advertise, people will click and just move on from what you have. Then community and social proof, leverage customer testimonials and build a community around shared value. So of course, I mentioned it earlier when I started, testimonials are very important. Consumers run background checks before they even engage. So if you're an SME, learn to get people to say this, I enjoyed doing a business with this organization, or I enjoyed the use of this product. That is how you only build trust. That's how you build brands, that endure. Now, the next slide, please, is 4 pillars of 2026 personal branding. What are these personal brands? Because we want to marry the two of them. We want to make you understand that both of them are really not inseparable. Your personal brand and your corporate brand. You must be intentional. You must be deliberate about them. Number one pillar is authentic leadership. Strategic sharing of your journey, lessons, and vision. Be the face of your company's mission. I know a friend of mine in Abuja who owns one of the biggest clothing brands here, Vodi. Go to Vodi's personal page. You will see how he talks about how he started, and gives hope to those that are starting out so that they can be as big as he is. So people can connect to your journey. People can connect to the lessons you learn, and people can see your vision. It can help you build an emotional connect. So for us in branding, if you want to get to the level where you can price premium, you can have differentiation, you have to have an emotional connect with your audience, with your consumers. Then you have to have what I call niche authority. Use platforms like become a non-expert. Yes. You just try pictures and what have you. But that is where you have the professionals. You can build a community on LinkedIn and share your insight and become a known expert. When people know that you are reputable as an expert in a particular field, the tendency for them to patronize the organization you run is very, very high. Then strategic networking, build relationship with your peers, potential partners, and media aligned with your business goals. So you see, begin to look at those in your industry, build, relationships with them, Then have professional integrity. Your personal reputation for reliability and ethics directly translates to business credibility. I think I've mentioned it before. Everything has to be on trust. If you're a brand builder, do not end at the point where you are advertising people with your look and feel. Make sure you move higher than that. Deliver on your promises. What we call brand promises, deliver on them. Don't just deliver on them today and not tomorrow. Deliver on them consistently on a daily basis. When somebody comes in contact with your brand, it goes away with the same feeling of satisfaction. That is the only way you can drive price premium for yourself and build customer loyalty. So the next slide is key digital trends to leverage in 2026. What are the digital trends you want to leverage in 2026? Number one is AI and hyper-personalization. Use tools to tailor marketing messages and offers to individual customer segments. AI can help us. There are tools in AI that can help us address this. Number two is the power of nano influencers. The days of going for Nollywood stars and going for the biggest known faces to be your influencers, apart from the fact that they are very pricey, they are not easily affordable by SMEs. They do not connect to your local audience. But if you collaborate with someone local, relatable figures for authentic order endorsements, it can help your small business. Then video first storytelling. There is dominance of short video form videos on TikToks. We see that every day for product demos and brand stories. So you can leverage these platforms not for socials, but for creating videos, that connect with your community that you're building. Then social commerce, turning social media profiles into direct sales channels with shoppable posts. A lot of I see a lot of little SMEs do this even on WhatsApp. Before you know it, if you click on somebody's profile, you see they're already trying to sell from their WhatsApp platform, sell from their page, Facebook pages, sell from their Instagram profiles. These are very nice for small SMEs. Don't use your social platforms just for leisure. Use them to reinforce your business. So we propose a phased implementation roadmap, where I think it's an 18-month roadmap, where we say foundation one. That's the next slide now. We say focus on consistency and core assets. That's for a brand who wants to reposition or who wants to get greater market share next year. Phase one is your foundation, 0 to 6 months. You will focus on consistency and core assets, which means you have to define your brand voice. You have to define your visuals. I think the first speaker dealt well on this. You have to secure digital properties. What are digital properties? Your Facebook page, your Instagram, your TikTok, your LinkedIn. You have to secure them. Then you have to launch basic content calendar. That means, how do you want to be posting content for your business? At this time that you're just starting off your business, or now that you don't have high budget, the budget priority is low. What you require is your time and your creativity. The phase two, which is the growth one, is engagement and experimentation. That's what we call the focus. You have to initiate nano influencer, like I spoke before. Get a partnership with someone that is maybe not a mega influencer, but affordable and can connect to your local market. You have to this is when you begin to think of running targeted ad campaigns. I think Bumper mentioned something like that. You have to run these campaigns to your targeted audience so that it can resonate. You have to start building your communities, right? So the budget priority at this level is moderate, is focused testing. Then phase three is the optimization and authority level. Here you double down on high performing channels. Any channel you have used before that works on you, you invest more in it. You launch flagship content, stroke events. Then you seek media and industry recognition. This is where the budget priority here is a strategic investment, because it could be more capital intensive. But at that point, you will have known the traction that you have gained. You will have known the return on the little things you've done on your business, and you are going to be ready to go that mile. So the critical tools for the modern SME, next slide. Of course, the modern SME who wants to operate get market share next year must consider brand management using Canva. We all know a lot of us use Canva to design latest to Hootsuite to schedule your ads and what have you. Then you must have consumer insights. This is not the days of firing blindly. You must use Google Analytics, your social media native analytics, so you know your ads that are working. You know those that are resonating with your ad, those that are responding to your ad, and your audience. Where is it coming from? Then use AI and automation, ChatGPT, to do copywriting, right? Of course, you need it, because this is not the time for your ads to carry bad English, and wrong spellings. So ChatGPT is there for you to help you with copywriting. Jasper is there to help you create content, and they are ensure team and regulatory compliance. So we are telling you that our own aspect of branding this children, you must build trust. You must be compliant. you must be consistent. There's just no two ways about it. If you deceive a consumer for the first time, you can't deceive the consumer the second time, the third time, the fourth time. So your consistency is what will keep you afloat. So compliance as a brand strategy, I think I've mentioned a bit of it. Tax compliance is coming next year. A clean FRS record and TIN are baseline signals of legitimacy for partners, investors, and discerning customers. So customers that know that you comply with these things will see you as trustworthy. So you're turning legal necessities into trust assets. Data protection, adherence to NDPA guidelines builds customer trust in how you handle their information, because everybody is online now. So people need to be sure that the information they supply on your platform is secure. Then there's ethical advertising. People want to be sure that you're following the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigerian rules that protects your brand from penalties and builds a reputation for honesty. So you can't, because you want to get your market share or get into an audience, you just run ads that are not truthful or say things that you can't do because you want to deceive people. A lot of all of these are happening online today, and that's why we are wary of online. Some people are wary of online doing business, coming online to do business. So those are the things you must consider as an SME for next year. Just make sure that you don't go the path of trying to defraud people or say what is not right or part of dishonesty. Conclusion: your brand is your promise, like most brand experts know. In 2026, it must be authentic, it must be integrated, where we talked about your personal brand or your corporate brand, and you must be tech savvy. The era of I don't know how to use online, or I'm not technology. It is not the time. You need to learn it. Even as a CEO, even if you employ people working for you, you need to quickly get a hold of, at least, be some sort of technology conscious. So what are your immediate next steps? You have to audit yourself, or audit your business and audit yourself. Align your personal and corporate brand messages. If you've not done this, you quickly run a check on yourself. What am I using my social platforms to do as a person? And what am I using the corporate platforms to do? Are the messages aligned? Are they reinforcing each other? Then you must pick one trend. Pilot a nano influencer campaign or deepen your video content, right? So you must begin to experiment on something. Systematize. Implement one new tool to streamline branding efforts. Start building your unified brand today. That is our own recommendation for SMEs, to ensure that personal brands and corporate brands align, and make sure your brand touch points are all unified, and that the look and feel is the same, and that your promise is kept and met. Thank you. So I don't know if I spent too much time. I had to rush through because I was made to understand that 15 minutes is the time. But if you need more consulting on your area of business in the areas I've spoken about, my details are in the next slide, where we have question and answer. Thank you. I remain Dr. Chidi Onwumere. Our website is there, and my number is there. So know that your brand is what people say about you when you are not in the room. This was said by Jeff Bezos. Let's build a brand that speaks for itself. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Can we have some reactions for Dr. Onwumere? If you are there, can we have some reactions for him? Let him know that we heard him very well. We can also drop some questions or reactions or feedback at the chat box. So thank you so much. Doctor, I've said a lot. I intentionally have not removed a slide because I wanted to this conclusion that your brand is your promise. Like all the speakers have been beginning, do you want to remain, how long do you want to remain as a micro business? What target time did you give yourself to move to a small business? How long did you want to remain as a small business before moving to a medium business? How long do you want to stay at the category before moving to a large business? So you have to promise yourself in 2026, with everything we are bringing, your preparation for a 6. If you are micro, you are moving to small. And if you are small, you are moving to medium. And if you are currently on medium level, by December 2026, I want to see you exploring at the large SMA. So thank you very much once again, Dr. Chidi. And Dr. Chidi's contact details is on the last slide. Please keep your questions coming on the chat box. I can see some questions. All our facilitators are still very much available. And I must appreciate each and every one up to the. I know a lot of people are having network issues. My phone has been banging. But like I said, if you can't join successfully on Zoom, really go to the YouTube page. It's also been live streamed on YouTube, so you can join in there. I think those that are on YouTube are not logging people in and out. And so to move right away, I would like to call our last speaker for the day before we go into the question and answer section briefly. Our last speaker for the day is the CEO of Harabatech, in person of Ambassador Segun Olugbile. Ambassador Segun Olugbile is a certified IT practitioner and a digital policy advisor with many decades of experience in cybersecurity, data protection, e-commerce, emerging technology, and internet governance. He was recently voted and awarded the first cybersecurity advocate by the Nigerian Computer Society of the National IT Merit Award in recognition of his commitment to national cybersecurity. So we would like to say congratulations, Ambassador. He's the co-founder of Data Analytics Privacy Technology Limited, a premier non-profit cybersecurity organization established in 2008. He has played a primary role in the development of national cybersecurity governance, e-commerce strategy, data protection, and privacy regulation, emerging technology and internal governance at the national and international level. He fostered technical, legislative, institutional, and regulatory frameworks for establishing the National Cybersecurity Coordination Center and the Niger Data Protection Commission. So we are privileged on this call today to have Ambassador Olugbile talk to us. It has become very imperative in this era of digital age. We are very conscious of data protection and security on the website, on the internet. A lot of businesses that have been growing online have been attacked by internet threats, cyber threats, which has actually brought down their business or have this significant negative impact on their business. So this is another opportunity for us to hear from the experts on those basic things that we need to put into consideration or to watch out for us to be conscious on the internet, protect our businesses on the internet. So, Ambassador, okay, let me stop sharing this. So, Ambassador, you have the floor now. And for the participants again, if you're having challenges here, kindly go to the YouTube page on the ACCI Best YouTube page, and you can join us for the live webinar.
Okay, thank you very much. Please, can you hear me very well? Dr. Achimega,
Yes,
can
it's
you hear me very
clear
well?
from my end. For the participants too, if you can hear, Ambassador, can you just give some reaction so that we all know that we're on the same page?
Yeah, I can hear everyone very well. Thank you very much for very wonderful, powerful presentations. I enjoy everyone. I almost wanted to start dancing when I heard from Dr. Shide talking about trust. I said, my work is being done gradually. So, but then I really want to thank everyone for taking time to be here. I know I'm the last presenter. I know it's always going to be a challenge to be able to tie this thing up because of time. But let's go straight forward. I want to bring about I will take it a bit further, the last speaker's presentation, which has also helped to lay the background of what I'll be speaking. Please allow me to put off my video so that we can preserve some bandwidth. Now, please, can you see my screen once again? Can you see my screen?
Yes, we're on the second slide now.
Okay, thank you. So mine is focused on the switch to .ng, and I will be taking us through how business should comply and secured, and how they can also secure, validates. I think there's a error there. It's, comply, validate, and secure your brand for maximum profit. Comply, validate, and secure your brand for maximum profit. Now, I really thank the last speaker. He laid a fantastic foundation about the need to go beyond branding. I know that the contemporary branding is part of the essential component of a successful business. But let us place, I want us to be with me, and I want you to, I will do my best to enable you to see the bigger picture. That now the market ecosystem is moving from branding to trust. Just like he said, no matter how beautiful, no matter how graphically, crafted the branding or the statement, or no matter how beautiful the corporate and public relations and all that, if trust is not built into your business as a foundation, it's going to have a lot of problem in terms of confidence and ability for clients to trust you. Now, let me start with this. What is .ng? .ng is basically the Nigerian presence on the internet. It's a Nigerian country code top level domain. That is, Nigeria has its own domain, in which all businesses, all government, everything that has to do with Nigerian digital ecosystem, they are identified and hosted within that domain. Now, who manages and regulates .ng? .ng is regulated and managed by Nigeria Internet Registration Association, NIRA. You can easily Google it. They are the managers of .ng internet domain, and they also somehow regulate as well, but they are not regulating business to enforce you to do. If you don't do it, they are going to kill your business. No, they actually regulating so that your business can be more visible, your business can be more trusted. But I will dwell more on this. So NIRA is actually what we can call a stakeholders driven. So it's not really owned by government. It is stakeholders, businesses, operators, people like you and I, and everyone that are represented. They are the one that came together, and the government actually give them the authority under the framework of NIDA to do what? To drive the managing of Nigerian presence on the internet. And therefore, they have some sort of a self-regulatory functions. They monitor, they improve, they maintain, they ensure that your website is protected to an extent that if you are within that domain. So there's a lot of things that they do. Now, why are we talking about .ng for SME? Why .ng for SME? For market visibility and business growth. Let me say this in advance that in case I'm not able to finish this, I have already had that in mind. So if you look at my slide, it is self-explanatory. You can read it, you can apply it. So it's quite easy. So it is always been discussed and being seen. Our perception is that website address is just a digital signpost. Really, it's not just a signpost. In today's world, your website is your shop. Your website is your presence. It is your visibility in the large ecosystem of market. If you don't have a website, if you don't have a website on the internet, I can tell you, your business is just going to remain very micro. And sooner or later, your business will be so negligible to the extent that it will be deleted out of the space. So today, it is very important for us to look at why do we have to move from where we are now to .ng. I know that some of the SME business that we have here will probably have had a website. They will have probably hosted a website on .com, .org, what have you. But the focus is that why do you need to move your business website from .com to .ng? Let me say this, I'm talking from the realms of fact that if you move your website from .com to .ng, it is first a strategic business decision. It's one of the biggest decisions and the biggest change that you are making in preparation to what's going to happen next year. This campaign has been for several years, but unfortunately, business are not taking it serious, not until when the European now comes up with their own regulations, that you begin to have cybercrime, frauds on the internet, everyone is complaining, running up and down. And the question is that, can you regulate what you don't control? No, you can't regulate it. You can't secure what you cannot control. So that's why Nigeria has its own .ng, which they can control, they can regulate, and they can also secure it. But .com, .this, that is not of Nigeria. It will be very difficult for Nigeria to regulate and also to protect you. So it's a strategic business that validates your brand and also directly impact your business bottom line. Now, I want us to look at this. This is a validated fact sheet. That is why .ng means business, an economics case study. Let us look at that case study here. It's just a little bit of insight. Please, how many minutes do I have so that I will know how to navigate myself faster? How many minutes, please, do I have?
I think we have 10 minutes more.
10 minutes will be very difficult, but I will do my best to do that. But that will be extremely very difficult. Now, I want us to look at the indicators. Why .ng means business means a lot to your business. If you look at the search ranking from Google, you will discover that if you have .com, you can compete globally. You can do that globally, but something is changing. Anyone that wants to access a service in Nigeria or in Africa, or anyone that wants to access a product located in Nigeria, and the person is anywhere in the world, when you do a search engine, a search functions on Google, what Google will do is to ensure the traffic is diverted to .ng, where that product is first located, not on the base of .com. Then number two, customer perception as well. And that when someone needs to buy a product in Nigeria, and then that product is manufactured in Nigeria, and just like if you want to buy something in Nigeria, it is easy for customer to do what? To be able to verify and also do a research and ask, is this true that this thing is in Nigeria? Is it validated? And they are recognized by government and all that. So it brings about higher conversion rate. That is, whatever promotion and branding, whatever you do, it leads to conversion to sales. Then the third one, if you look at the cost, the stability of cost, if you are running on .com requires that whatever domain you're on, it means that you have to be paying every month, every month or every year and all that. But if you run on .com, it's expensive. It is volatile. The pricing can change at all time, anytime, just like what we have experienced in the last couple of years, where Nairas to dollar ratio conversion is just fluctuating and galloping up and down. But when you are on the .ng, it is very stable. And that gives you an opportunity to be able to predict and to be able to predict your costs, and you know what you are going to spend, and it's not going to impact you negatively in your budget. And then another one is name availability. This is where branding is very important. You see, in .com, no matter the level of name that you want to secure, someone else has already gotten it. But under .ng, the space is still open. You can still have your name abc.ng or abc.com.ng, and that says something about your branding, and it brings about better branding and then lower acquisition costs as well. Now, I want us to also look at the other fact here. The fact says that 72% of consumers are likely going to buy a product with information relevant to their local context. Now, let us look at this metrics, which I have discussed initially. So this is just to give a better insight into what you will see, the change that will happen, the patterns. You see, in AI deal with patterns. By the time you see the frequency running high, going straight lower, you know that something is wrong. But when you are monitoring and you see the graphs running higher, climbing gradually, it means that growth is happening. So .ng offers you that. So let me quickly go further. You can usually read this. Now, SME digital sovereignty is shifting. Every country digital sovereignty is, why are they shifting? Because the consumers are shifting from relying on foreign domains. And that leaves you vulnerable to foreign exchange, which I talked about. And then the movement to .ng is giving your SME to be digitally independent as well. You are not going to be subject to foreign regulations, foreign attributions, and foreign issues that may happen in terms of business crisis and conflict in the cost of hosting your .com. So, and the question is, what do you have to pay in dollars to rent a digital shop or space in a foreign registry when you can do that in Nigeria with just a little amount of money? So it is very important that the SME begin to look at switching to .ng to localize the infrastructures. The fact is that .ng is a Nigerian critical internet infrastructure that enables you to drive your business digitally anywhere. It is not different from .com. It is not even lower in quality in .com when you compare to .com. So next slide. Now, another reason why we need to look at it, it's very important. I think Dr. Shidi, I thought he's going to go into this, but this is a glimpse of what will happen next year. It is very good for the SME to understand the operating environment. It is changing. What you think is an indicator for winning businesses and customers, they are changing. Digitalization is changing it. Migration of business from the contemporary level to digital platform is changing it. The perception is changing. And then the exposure is also changing. Now, businesses that operate on the website or on the internet, they are more exposed to frauds. But I wouldn't want you to say because of that, you are not going to put your business online. If you take that position, then I'm going to compare it with a soap. Are we going to say that because we still have dirty elements and all that, you are not going to use soap anymore? The fact is that as long as we are using soap, we are still using soap to clean our dirt. So the same thing here. So it is very important to look at the gain and the benefit of putting your business on the internet. Now, these are the glimpses of what will happen from next year. Some of them are already happening, and they are changing the perception of customer in patronizing you. They are also changing the perception of government in patronizing you. They are changing the perception of even foreign customer in patronizing you. Foreign customer will not patronize you if you're on .com and you are running on the and you are running business here, because there's a perception of cyber fraud. There's a perception of phishing, all the cyber crime element, which I don't really want to go into now. So digital trust is being introduced from next year. I think there's a slide I want to show before this. The first understanding the SME need to have is that if your business is not complying, it is now important that you are not just only going to comply maybe in tax matter, you are going to comply in operational issues. Your compliance is not going to be the basis and the foundation of the success of your business. Why? Because Nigeria want to have its control. Nigeria want to signal. You see, there's already a signal to the international business community that Nigeria is, as an intent to align its own, its own market, to subject its own business transaction and relationship with its own Nigerian data protection law. Now, if you host your company, if you host your business on .com, and .this, that's not Nigeria. You're also going to be subject to international law and regulations, which you may not even have information all about. Now, in this case, digital sovereignty, they need to assert not just control, to promote Nigerian business, to enhance, businesses doing real-time transactions that can be investigated, that can be validated, that can be optimized for business, that can build confidence between you and your customer. So that is why already the country is moving from just open business to what we call business sovereignty. That is, your data is becoming the center point or the lifeblood of business everywhere. So because of that, as long as you use data processing, use data, human element data, what they call personal data and all that. So the government is demanding that you must comply with the basic law. And that law is actually to protect you, not really the government. It's to protect the customer. It's to tell the customer how you are using their data and how the intent of that data is being used in line with the law, so that the business will not go back and start misusing the data, which has been the bedrock of fraud and cybercrime across the space. Another thing that is about to come here is trust mark. The trust mark is essential for SME. This is where cybersecurity compliance comes in. NIDA has already launched it. And what it means is if you are hosting the business online, anywhere it is worldwide, if that trust mark is not there, no business in the world will do business with you. Why? Because the trust mark is not just a badge, it's a confirmation and the validation that this person has met a minimum requirement to secure your transactions. And if anything should go wrong, you are sure that government or people or that business will address it. It will be like a normal, what you have in the past where you do business and there's a conflict, you do not even know who you can report to, you do not even know who to hold responsible. But now that is changing. Branding can be deceptive, because if the branding is not building trust by design into the bedrock or into the foundation of the business operations, it's going to fail. So that is why it is important for us to understand that we need to build trust. And building trust means that there are basic things that we need to do. One of them is to move your business from .com to .ng. But before you move it, there are basic things you have to do. You have to assess your business. You have to ensure that your business is registered. You have to ensure that your business comply with basic things that government has to comply. The whole essence is to protect transactions, is to ensure that you are not just protected, the customer can come back to you as well. Now, so in a nutshell, compliance is the new currency of trust. So if you use a .ng domain, it signals even to the regulator that you are a registered and you are a verifiable entities. So if you go and host on .com, even though you still do it, but when the Google will search, when the customer would do a searching for a particular product in Nigeria, your own will come first before anyone else from .com. So that is very important. Now, validating your business, building instant trust. Now, the essence why we need to have all this, why you need to comply, why you need to build trust into your business, and why you need to move and consider moving your website to .ng. It's not so much about marketing from our own company. It's so much about you getting prepared to grow your business. Now, the first one is to combat fraud, which I mentioned before. And number two is to ensure the brand safety. Someone else can copyright your brand. We have seen that happening of recent. Nigeria Copyright Commission has been fighting a lot of battles where you have, branding that have, a trademarked, branded items or company being impersonated. So it is very important for you to secure the safety of your brands, to protect your trademark before a squatter makes use of it. So it is also about validating your authenticity as well. If you say you provide a business and this is what you do, there has to be the basis to do what? To validate it that this is true, this can be trusted, and this cannot be denied. So these are very important. Now, so what it does for you is basically is that it's signal to whoever that will patronize business with, whoever that will patronize anywhere they are. It's actually telling them that, see, I'm a verified business, I have been verified, I'll be validated, and you can do business with me. And that can open a lot of business opportunity for SME, because no business is done anymore without a trusted if you don't have a validation, or if you don't have a certification that indeed this business is can be trusted by the government and by the regulator that's in charge of your business operations. So I've also talked about this. I think, let me quickly move forward. I spoke about the fact that if you move to .ng, by the time they do search online, .ng usually comes first above .com. Why? Because as long as that product is located in Nigeria, that's the basis why the Google search engine will have to prioritize searching and bring the product that customer is looking for to the attention of that client. So it's very, very important for us to look at it and to ensure that, you see, if you move your business to .ng, you are actually enhancing your business visibility, and then it also brings a better patronage to your business. Now, let's quickly look at the success story. I'm going to spend just 2 minutes here, then I'll hand it some. Now, this is just to give us, I'm sure many of us, we know about Junai, we've heard about Konga, InterSwitch, Jobberman, and all that. And let me say this. Let me use Jobberman as an example. Jobberman started, the people behind Jobberman, they are very young people that started just like a startup SME. They didn't really put so much money in it, but what they did by hosting their system on .ng, and then the focus of the business is to do what? Is to bring about job search, job that's available everywhere in Nigeria. So if you are in abroad and you are looking for a job in Nigeria, you are not going to get it until you go to the website that is hosted on .ng. And they have grown to become one of the best job searching platform in Africa. Remember, Nigeria has competitive advantage economically, in terms of population as well. Nigeria has a very large market, and our large market is a huge potential for all the SME, in Nigeria. So if you also look at Konga also started like a startup as well, but something is common here. Even if you're an NGO, if you look at the Children Art Gallery, they are also hosted on .ng. Why are they succeeding? They are succeeding because the search engine, when people are looking for their services and once they go to the website and type a particular service, their product comes first. Their website comes first because they are hosted within the environment where to search, where the services are located. So it is very important to understand that. So what do you do? So how do you now switch? But before you do that, you can always read it. You can contact us later. But let me go to the next level, which is very important. What do you need to change? If you change to .ng, it will enhance the trust of your business. If you adopt it, customer will have confidence in your business anywhere they are. They are not going to see you as a 419. They are not going to see you as a portfolio business operators. They are going to see you as a business that can be verified and a business that is accredited. Then data privacy. If you host your website on .ng, the .ng demands that you should have complied with data protection, that is protecting the data of your customer. No customer will see that, will not want to patronize you, knowing fully well that the data can be protected and the data will not be misused or abused. Then another one is user experience. You see, it provides a faster load times. You see, .com and .net and all that, they are saturated. We have several millions to millions of websites worldwide. They are saturated. By the time you put in your system, the customer put in your product and all that, you see, it becomes very slow. But once you are hosted on .ng, I can tell you, when they search for a product similar to your business, consumer can see anywhere they are, they can easily see it. So it is very, very important for us to understand it. So now, it is very important for us to know that having to move to .ng is about you having your own digital sovereignty, your own digital space. Now, compliance is a safety. It's also part of the business as usual process. You can't do any business anymore, not only in Nigeria, anywhere in the world, if your compliance is not done, and if the evidence of the compliance is not displayed and communicated. Validation is the trust. If you do business online, if it's not validated by the third party, that business will run to zero. So .ng is a profit because it will bring more profits to you. The more you run on .ng, the better, it will help you to bring more customer, and that will also impact your growth. So the advice is, do not be a tenant in a global space when you can be a landlord in your home. Now, this is the last one. Please, let me just use 2 minutes to do this. The last one. Switch to .ng.
Still running behind schedule.
So when do you need to switch to .ng? For us as professional, I wouldn't advise you, if you are running a website already, I wouldn't advise you to just go to the to any search engine, then begin to look for .ng. There's something important that we will advise you to do. First and foremost, prepare and then conduct assessment of your business. Ensure that the existing page that you have, that page that's bringing customer to you, so that when they are moving your website to the .ng, then they can optimize and align it properly. So then, of course, you back up and then you check the availability of the .ng. You can contact us for that. Then you notify your team as well. So the essence of this phase is that ensure you conduct what we call a preliminary assessment based on your business need and strategy. Your moving to .ng must be matched with your business need and what your business strategy is all about. So that is very important. And then, so as you can see, we have an assessment that will be conducted so as to help you to validate your business online. And then you also have the assessment that will be conducted so that it will help you to, you'll be able to know what you have, what you don't have, then you can go about, acquiring your domain, then go ahead and set it up in line with your business as well. And the way you are doing that, already security is being built in, data protection is being built in, and then even to register with CSC, all these things being built, because these are the things that will be formed, that will be accessed together at the end of the day, then in line with your basic security protocol, which will be part of what they will do for you. Then you'll be able to have and switch properly, and you don't lose anything. Your business will still run, but in this case, your business is on the supercharged level. So I will advise us that let's do our best to ensure that we look at the possibility and the competitive advantage to move from .com. The fact is that .com is a worldwide, is a worldwide wide west. Nobody knows who is who. You don't even know where that company is situated. So it is becoming a dangerous environment now, because you don't even know who is who that is doing business with you. But once you host your business on .ng, you can be sure that, okay, this business is registered, is known by the government, is known by the people, and then you can have confidence in that business, and the customer will pursue you. They will be able to do contract with you. The problem with SME is that some SME are so comfortable within the level of the microtransactions. And I think it's important for us now to move from that level to the macro level, where we can do business internationally and earn dollars even while you are here. So that is what is going on. So thank you very much. Let me stop here. And when the question is asked, then we can do one or two just a story. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you.
very much, Ambassador. I think we need to have another session for you because I see the way you were rushing, yet you didn't cover some of the things that we had earlier discussed. One area, the .ng has been existing, but I think it's important about it. For customers to know who exactly they are talking to, it's also very important to build customer trust. So thank you very much, Ambassador. Can we have some reactions for Ambassador? And before we continue, we are going to close very soon. Thank you to everyone. It's not easy sitting down for a webinar of 2-3 hours. In fact, kudos to each and everyone that has stayed behind. And I know it's not a wasted time. We'll briefly go to the question and answer, and I will all the facilitators that have been responding to questions on the chat box. But let me just spotlight 1 or 2 questions. For almost all our facilitators, I must say, participants are asking, I've been receiving DMs that what are your services like? There is no mention of money, there is no mention of packages that you have. I really wish we have enough time to do this, but we don't have the time now. So she gave us their cost, their pricing, so we can participants. I see we have dropped some of our contacts. We can, when people also reach SMEs have Can you also hear me?
Hello? Hello? Are we still there?
Hello?
Okay, I can hear them.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So the next question I would like to ask goes to Bumper. One of our participants is asking that if I already have a website, can I use Bumper's other features without the website feature on Bumper? So Mercy, if you can quickly give us an answer to that, that would be good. Do we still have Mercy on the call?
I don't think she's still on the call, but yes, you can still work with them if you have a website already. Yes, you can actually
Okay. Okay, thank you. That's one of the things that happens when you have network issues. I lost the chat box again. But for others, I think we have most of our reach out to the ACCI Best Center for further questions. And for Ambassador, I like the fact that I had already put in ways whereby people can switch from .com to But why? My question is, why switching from .com to .ng? Does it have an effect on to be able to? Are you going to website for a while to allow this transition to take place? What are the impacts for businesses generally?
Okay, thank you very much. I know I had to rush because of the time, but I pray that we'll have enough time to be able to do justice to this. Sincerely speaking, it is becoming very important, in fact, legally imperative for all businesses to move to .ng, because it is not about governments wanting to monitor businesses for maybe tasks. No. It is more of a strategic need to reposition Nigerian businesses. Now, to move to .ng, what some businesses are doing, which is unfortunately not really too ideal, is that they will secure .ng and point that .ng to the already existing .com. And so, which means that, for example, you have acci.com, which is your main substance in your website, in which all your systems is hosted, with all your infrastructure and all that. Then you now have ACI.com. So just point it out. When customer now have that .ng, they now point it. That in itself can communicate to any serious customer across outside Nigeria that these guys might be fraudulent, because and some serious business, some serious customer and enterprise client, they do have a checking at the back. Now immediately they are visiting the website. When that website goes to another website, they will flag it. So for business to move from where they are to the .ng, like I said, it need a thorough assessment so as to prevent loss of the data and to make the movement so easily, because it will affect your email as well. It will affect your email management systems. It will affect your operational, configurations at the back. But like I said, it depends on the size of the business. But if your business is operating optimally on website, what I will advise, let there be an assessment, what I will call audits. Do an audit of your domain requirements and note what you have. From what you have, it will be documented. In fact, in the process of doing that, you even don't know what you need to improve. So by the time you move to .ng, I can tell you the business is no longer be the same again. And let me also say this, that it is not just about moving. It is about compliance is there. And the number two, it's about inclusion. When business is to be transacted now, I think from next year, you're going to see that SME will not be able to participate in government projects, because government is already enforcing that indirectly, if not directly now, that before you can do business with government, you have to be hosted, your website must be hosted on .ng. And then also international partners also, they are seeing it also. They don't want you to go and be contracting business outside and then they cannot hold of you. So that is why Nigeria is engaging in what I call digital identity ecosystem. They want to know which business are doing, who are the people doing business in Nigeria, so that we can do real business with you. Investors want to know you. That is, you can see Paystack, they are doing .ng. You can see Flutterwave, they are doing .ng. Why? Because they are validating their infrastructures that, see, our infrastructure is in Nigeria. We are pretty and secure, and we can provide accountability on our infrastructures, and the investor can trust us when they give us investment funding. See, many businesses will not grow. Let me be fair with us. Many SME will not grow if they don't see the need to move from wherever to .ng, because .ng gives you not just only identity as in Nigeria, it gives you a validation of your business, that your business is a trusted business. So that is over to you, Doctor. Hello, can you hear me? Over to you, please.
Yes, I can hear you. I said we will be rounding it off here, looking at the level of, the connectivity issues we've had, especially in Abuja in the past few days. I must say the network providers have actually tried for us today for the past
I'm sorry, Doctor. Sorry, Doctor. Let me pass information across to the ecosystem. Can I do that? Just 1 minute information. 1 minute information. Can I do that? Just occurred to me now.
The network is very poor. I'm struggling with the net from my hand too. So I'm really hoping to officially end the call so that people can get back to their daily activity. Yes, sir.
Okay,
I'm really struggling here. It's been long 3 hours. Yes, please just go ahead. If less than a minute will be better.
It's just 1 minute. I just want to say this, that all businesses should prepare, even including both the businesses that made some presentation today, because I enjoyed their presentation and the product. Fantastic. From next year, there will be the need for businesses across Nigeria to comply with digital trust. And it will become a situation where the government will not be able to allow you to do business if you don't have that trust. Why? Because of the rate of cyber crime across the business space. And not only government, businesses are also working with government to ensure that when we're doing business with you, we can validate our business. So NIDA and NASIMA and even Chambers of Commerce Abuja, I'm sure by next year, they are going to be the driver of the digital trust. So it is very important that businesses get to know about that and they prepare themselves in advance. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. The network is terrible at this point. I would like to appreciate everyone for joining in, and I hope we have learned more than one thing in the seminar, in this webinar today. I hope we have learned more than one thing in this webinar today. And also, I would like to continue this conversation with each and every one of us as soon as we can. So our facilitators would like to say a very big thank you. And to all the participants, of course, we are always here at the Best Center to give you the best in moving your business and your enterprises from one level to another. Of course, moving from micro to small, from small to medium, and from medium to large scale. So we hope 2026 is going to be a very bigger year and more productive year for each and every one of us. And on this note, I would like to say thank you and bye for now. You can always reach out to us to get through to any of the facilitators if you needed their services, and they have also shared their contacts. Kindly mention to them that you are reaching out to them from the ACCI webinar so we can keep track. Yes, so I think it's just a bye for now while we see again from the hopefully, and next year is going to be much more productive. Please, if you have any question after this, don't hesitate to reach out to us. And for those of us that have registered for the presentation for this webinar officially, we will send you an highlights of this. And again, please, if you need to understand more or to learn more, go to our YouTube page, ACCI Best YouTube page. You can always listen over to the information that you have missed, especially due to the internet connectivity. So on this note, I'll say a very big thank you to everyone from the management of the Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and a very big thanks to our facilitators. Enjoy the rest of your day.